us what is the buyout on this contract?
On this contract, if Dana would leave early or be lured away by another school, is a $2 million buyout.
$2 million, and does that graduate or
No, it's
at
a
any time?
flat number across the board.
The other way.
I'm sorry?
And the other way.
The other way?
If you want to get rid of it.
There's no language the other way.
There is none.
Correct.
So I assume that you would have to pay the term of the contract.
That's correct.
Can you kind of describe how I mean, 6 years seems like a little bit of on the longer side of the way college contracts are done these days. Can you describe how you guys got to that number?
Well, we spent a good bit of time talking, with Dana's agent, and decided that that's the term that made the most sense, both for him as well as for us. I think, as you all realize from being in this building fairly often, the head coach is the leader of our football department. A lot of people that want to make long-term plans, and we think this is a good long-term strategy. We think it'll, as Dana mentioned, help the stability of the assistant coaches, the football staff, all those folks that make this work. It's not just one guy, honestly. It's a big group of people that make a football program successful. And of course, Dana's at the tip of that spear.
Is there a non-compete clause in terms of can or cannot do it?
And it'll be posted, so I prefer that y'all go online whenever Mike and the guys can get it up, and you'll be able to see all the details.
I know other WVU coaches in the past have had that. What was the rationale in deciding not to include this?
I think as we looked, at the Big 12 contracts and looked at all the aspects of those contracts, the no-compete clause is a priority. And certainly in the Big 12.
Ollie, contracts can be complicated, but 18 months seems like a long time to work this out. Was it just the minutia? What was it that took a while to get this done?
Well, we began to talk sort of seriously in the off season, and there's no specific reason for it taking this long. We had set a goal for camp, before the season starts, for the contract to get finalized, and just the natural course of events. Gary Furby from the University General Counsel's office is here, and Gary, his boss Phil Hutchins, many others worked on it. It just takes a while to get done, I think. But we're all delighted that it's finished and that Dana has signed. We have signed the contract. I've signed the contract, and it's in place. It allows really the coaches, I think, to focus, not that they haven't, but to really focus completely on the upcoming season.
I know Dana had said that the assistants were in line with the Big 12 assistant coaches. Do you anticipate going back and looking at those, or are their contracts going to stay as is?
Well, the assistant coaches, we've got two groups, all of whom are relatively new on campus. The assistant defensive coaches, of course, are relatively new. So they were all hired with Big 12 in mind, obviously, and that's somewhat true of the offensive assistant coaches. But as Dana mentioned, I think their compensation packages are very fair. They're in line with what we've seen in the Big 12. And as we go down the road, we'll continue to monitor that. The compensation of all coaches is a fluid thing in today's world, and certainly of college football. So as we go forward, we'll continue to monitor that. If we need to make changes, we certainly we'll feel as though we have the ability to do that.
Oliver, when you think back to when you hired Dana, he had never had head coaching experience, and now where you are today, I mean, how satisfying is this for you that things have gone the way they have?
It's been a good year, but I would emphasize it's only been a year. And I think he's a tremendous coach. I would like for him to coach in Morgantown as long as he wants to coach here. I think he has a great track record, both this past season as the head coach as well as prior to this as an assistant coach at a variety of different schools. I think our recruiting is in good shape. Certainly the move to the Big 12 is something that's been very well received by Mountaineer faithful. Our ticket sales are through the roof. It's a record for preseason sales at this point before the season starts. So I think a lot of that is attributed to Dana and the excitement that he's brought to the program. So I'm certainly satisfied, but nowhere near complacent. complacent. There's still a lot that we need to accomplish, and we're going into a very competitive conference. You all have heard me say this many times before. We've got a lot of respect for the Big 12 programs. It's going to be a real challenge to to continue to have the success that the Mountaineer fans have become accustomed to. But it's good that we have high expectations. That drives these guys out here every day at practice.
No, you had the term sheet before, but to get this signed before the season, any significance on did you guys ultimately, did you want to get this signed before it all came before the season started?
We thought it made sense to get it signed, sealed, and delivered, so to speak, before the season started. So it's we're in the grind of two-a-days. I just don't want to distract the coaches or the players, for that matter, student athletes, from their responsibilities. They've got a lot to worry about this time of year with the season coming up, and of course school starting next week. So it's we're glad we had a chance to get this done and put to bed.
Okay, all,
I'll-
thank you very much.
I'm just curious about retention payments. If there's raises and you have various other incentives, I know it's fairly common, but with so many other
There
parents in
are a few, and I defer to when the contract's posted this
but
afternoon.
the purpose of.
Well, I think the purpose, listen, Coach, it's a very fluid market. I believe that Coach Holgorsen is going to be a coach who will be in demand. He's young, he's innovative, he's got a great track record of success in a very difficult conference, certainly as an assistant coach out Texas Tech, at Oklahoma State, and the University of Houston. And so I think those are all pieces to making sure that he feels that this is his home long-term. Thanks.
Okay, Coach DeForest is in the room.